I am so tired of you acting like you speak for the people of the state of Indiana or the city of Indianapolis. You do not speak for me or anyone I know. Now listen, you two jerks. Jerks on the right.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. How is everybody doing this morning? Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right? Yes, Wednesday.
Yes.
It is hump day. Muck. Coming up on the show today, Trump's wheeling and dealing, a DOGE update. George Conway is a big fat crybaby, and deep thoughts by Kamala. Deep thoughts.
She won't go away.
I know, right? All that and so much more coming up on the show today. You guys can see all the things chicks at www.chicksontheright.com/links. Also, please subscribe to this podcast if you haven't. What are you doing with your lives if you haven't done that? And then also get yourself some coffee at blackoutcoffee.com/chicks. You use code chicks at checkout for 20% off your first order. They have flavors, you guys. They got all the good flavors.
Cinnamon French toast in my cup.
Small batch, yummy coffee. Check it out. Do it. blackoutcoffee.com/chicks. What's happening? What's going on? What's kicking? What's shaking?
This is one of those days where I'm like, I have no idea how long this show is going to be. It could be long. It could be short.
We're all in it together.
Queen.
All in it.
We're just going to see how it goes, and we're just going to get started right away with some tariff talk.
Let's do it.
But not too much because, there's only so much you can say about the tariffs. We'll give you some quick highlights of the things that are important, and then there's lots of other stuff to get into. But China is turning out to be the thorn in the side, as they say. They did miss the deadline, which I think was noon yesterday, to say, okay, we're backing off. And then, as you remember, Trump said, if they do not cut out this retaliatory nonsense, we're going to jack them up an additional 50%, which will bring the total to 104% tariff on their imports. That started, I think, at midnight last night. So markets are going to take themselves a little tumble today. Just get ready. They're going to take more of a tumble. It was so weird yesterday. They were like way up, and then way down.
I'm just not paying attention.
Just don't look at statements, you guys. Just ride the wave.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just not looking. I'm not going to obsess over it. I'm just not.
But I mean, there's reason for things to look a little brighter because there are other countries coming to the table. For example, Georgia Maloney is coming next week, or I don't know if she's actually coming, but they are going to be talking. She's going to be talking with Trump next week to discuss whatever deal they're about to make. And then Trump even said, "Hey, I'm chatting it up with South Korea." Would you like to read this to the
God, I
group?
can't wait to read this. Wow. It's very, very blurry. Okay. I just had a great call with the acting president of South Korea. We talked about their tremendous and unsustainable surplus tariffs, shipbuilding, large-scale purchase of U.S. LNG, their joint venture, and Alaska pipeline, and payment for the big military protection we provide to South Korea. They began these military payments during my first term, billions of dollars, but sleepy Joe Biden, for reasons unknown, terminated the deal. That was a shocker to all. In any event, we have the confines and probability of a great deal for both countries. Their top team is on a plane. Why is that all caps? Why?
I don't know.
Their top team is on a plane heading to the U.S. and things are looking good. We are likewise dealing with many other countries, all of whom want to make a deal with the United States. Like with South Korea, we are bringing up other subjects that are not covered by trade and tariffs and getting them negotiated also. One-stop shopping is a beautiful and efficient process. China also wants to make a deal badly, but they don't know how to get it started. We are waiting for their call. It will happen. God bless the USA.
Thank you for your attention to this matter.
He didn't say that in this one. He was not very thankful.
So disappointed.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, all of that is great. As we said yesterday, there's, I think, up to 70 countries at this point, trying to get a hold of the president. That's a lot of meetings to get scheduled in, as quickly as possible. And that cute little Kevin Hassett, the super smiley guy, we'll hear from him a little bit later about that process trying to get everything scheduled.
Yeah, can you imagine trying to put that on your Outlook calendar?
Oh my God.
Can you imagine
You're
what
going to
that
be
looks
talking
like?
to South Korea at 1. You're going to be talking to France at 2.
1:30.
Italy at 3.
Exactly. You
And
got a
then not
hard
to
stop at
mention-
3. Yeah.
Yeah, not to mention all the time differences, right? I mean, it's just
know.
what a
God,
mess.
What a nightmare.
There is other stuff going on in the world other than tariffs, which we will also talk about. But one of the other things that's going on right now is allergy season.
Yes.
And if you have a hypersensitive dog who is allergic to everything, as my Maisie is, and you have a dog that loves to be outside and maybe roll around in the grass or roll around in the dirt.
That's Theo.
Yeah, you definitely have an outdoor dog.
He's in his foxhole all the time, thinking he's in World War II. Dude, get a grip.
But if you have a dog like that also deals with skin irritations, here is the answer. It's right here. It's Coat Defense, their preventative powder. You can actually use this as a dry shampoo for your dogs, which helps treat any skin irritations and also prevent yeast infections or any kind of bacterial infections from getting to them and getting them the itchy scratchies that they will get not only on their skin all over their body, but between their toes. You know how you see dogs chewing on their toe beans sometimes?
Yes.
I mean, this solves it. You can sprinkle it on their dog beds, and also their shampoo is super, super gentle. So highly, highly, highly recommend the Coat Defense line of products. They really keep your dog itch free and their skin in tip-top shape. You can just go to coatdefense.com and use code CHICKS. You're going to save 15%, 15% off of your entire order at coatdefense.com. Check them out.
Do it.
All right. So in other headlines, there was some court activity and some interesting activity from the Trump administration itself. One of the things that is happening is that the Trump administration is revoking parole status for about 1 million illegals. And now that means that there's about 1 million more illegals that are susceptible to deportation, unless, of course, they choose to go on their own. But this is a status that anybody who entered under that CBP-1 app that Joe Biden had, that was basically like, come on in, illegals. They were all granted parole. And so now that parole is being canceled. And so that's a lot of people that need to go ahead and self-deport.
I was just going to say they probably should go ahead and do that. That would, if I were one of those people, that's what I would do. I would see myself out the door.
Right. Because in addition to that, there's now another little element that is going to be problematic for these illegals. And that is that the Trump administration plans to fine illegals under deportation orders up to almost $1,000 a day if they don't self-deport. And that means their property can be seized. So there's going to be consequences for people not just choosing to do the right thing on their own.
Good.
I think it's great.
They are breaking the law.
Yeah.
This is so great.
I know, right? All of it sends the strongest of messages.
Yes.
And that's why the border is so empty of illegals right now, because they're all seeing what's happening and they're like, it's too risky. I'm not going to do it. That's how it should be.
All the people who several months ago said the president can't do anything about the border.
It needs an act of Congress.
Yeah, do it right.
That's
bullshit. Bullshit. Okay.
Yeah, not so much. We are also learning some things about Ryan Ruth, that second guy that attempted to assassinate Donald Trump last year. So he apparently tried to buy a rocket launcher from someone that he believed was an arms dealer in Ukraine. And so he wrote to that person, send me an RPG or Stinger and I'll see what we can do. Trump is not good for Ukraine. And then, as we already knew, the letter that he left behind after that attempted assassination said, it's up to you now to finish the job. I'll offer 150 grand to whomever can complete it. So that's interesting stuff.
He probably was one of those guys that walks around with the Ukraine flag.
Oh, well, he went and fought over there. Like that guy's insane. Absolutely.
He's a lunatic,
insane.
obviously.
Yep. Totally. President Trump also had, I think, 4 executive orders yesterday. And one of them, it just like sent all the warm feel goods right into my soul. Because as you know, something I've been extraordinarily paranoid about forever is the grid. And so one of the executive orders that he signed was to strengthen the reliability and security of the electric grid. Now, I don't know, like,
what that
how does that
means.
happen? Yeah, like I don't know
Right.
exactly what they're gonna do.
Right. It sounds
I just
good.
love it. Right? It sounds so good.
Sounds good on paper. Exactly.
Oh my God, it made me so happy.
Mhm.
He also wrote an order to reinvigorate America's beautiful clean coal industry, lifting Biden era restrictions on coal plants and protecting American energy from overreach by radical leftists in the states. So those are the 4 orders that he signed yesterday. And then he had, as you can see in this photo, he had a bunch of the coal miners there on the podium behind him. And there was a little joke that he made. He actually spoke. He's always trying to make news at 4:00. This is always what he does right now, which makes me feel sorry for Will Kane because it's always during his show on Fox.
It's so true.
It really is.
True. Yeah.
And he talked for almost an hour, and I was drowsy. Like I was having such a hard time listening to that whole thing because
there was a lot of
quiet voice.
What is this thing that he does? The weaving. He does the weave. He was.
Oh
weaving.
My God!
There was
a lot of weaving, but there were also hilarious moments that even cracked up these coal miners who I felt bad for because I was like, man, you have got them on their feet for an hour. Nip this in the bud. Right. You know what I mean?
They're used to that though.
They
those
probably
guys can handle it. I feel like they're okay.
But here's the little crack that he took at Biden. You can see them behind him giggling about this joke.
For 4 long years, Joe Biden and congressional Democrats tried to abolish the American coal industry. They did everything in their power while he was awake, which wasn't much, shutting down.
I know, right? Those guys can handle standing. I feel like they're pretty tough.
I mean, I know, but like you could tell he had the quiet voice. Remember his RNC speech and how like
the weaving.
I was so bored by that RNC speech.
I know
my
you were.
God.
I know. It's like
it's that voice. When he gets that voice, I can't listen to him for very long because it just puts me to sleep.
Plus, your bedtime is 5:00 at night.
Right. I mean, that's not my bedtime. That is my dinner time.
5:30 is her bedtime, you guys.
Right.
Okay.
Get it straight.
Come
on. Speaking of courts, there was a good court victory yesterday, and I'll let Dana bash because you know she hates delivering this news. I'll let her tell you all about it.
We start though with breaking news at the Supreme Court. It just handed President Trump another win, allowing his administration to fire hundreds of probationary federal workers. I want to get straight to Paula Reed, who was looking through the decision. Paula, what did they say?
So, Dana, this is a significant win for the administration. The fourth one they have notched from the Supreme Court in just the past few days. Here, this decision is focused on thousands of fired probationary federal workers. Now, this decision will allow the government to keep those individuals off the payroll while the larger questions about these firings are litigated. Now, this was decided not on a constitutional issue or really on the merits. It was decided on something called standing, which is whether the individuals who brought this lawsuit had the right to do so. And here the court says that the 9 nonprofit organizations did not have standing in this case. So again, this is sort of a technical win, but it is still a win for the administration, though it's unclear how this will apply to all fired probationary workers because a separate judge in Maryland earlier this month ordered a pause and a reinstatement of some employees that are not covered by this case.
It would be absurd if they ruled otherwise, don't you think?
They really would. All the different judges voting ruling all the different ways. It's so confusing. I don't know how.
No one is guaranteed a job. No one. Like I'm not guaranteed that in the private sector. They're not, especially if you're non-essential.
Mm-hmm. And what's the word? Probationary. Hello.
Right. This is the thing. So I hope that this would be the case.
Yeah. Well, so far so good.
Yeah.
But there was one loss, I guess, for lack of a better term, for Trump, and that is that a U.S. District Court judge in D.C. has granted the AP an injunction blocking the ban on them from the Oval Office and the East Room. So they're saying that Caroline Leavitt and the rest of the communications team went too far, that they were brazen, that's the word that they used, and that it's not fair for the AP not to be included in those reindeer games.
Oh my God. You know what I would do if I were her? I would get a t-shirt made that just said brazen and just wear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get it like embroidered and just wear. Suck it, dude. You know?
But I mean, I guess now the AP
Whatever.
is going to be in there.
Okay.
And you know what? Trump should just literally never call on
Well,
them.
that's the thing. They don't have to call on him.
Right. What are they going to do? Force him to call on him?
They can't.
They can't. So it's just this is the kind of stuff
stupid.
where I'm like, what even grade are we in?
It's high school. I know. We are in high school right now. You have to have them be there. You have, yeah.
They need to be invited. They're
Okay,
not
fine.
sitting at the cool table. Okay,
Okay,
sit there, but
whatever.
we're just not going to talk to you.
Right. We don't have to talk to you at all. We're just going to ignore you, losers.
Ignoring people is not nice to do when you're throwing dinner parties and using Omaha steak. It's not. Am I wrong?
Don't do it. You guys don't do that.
It's not nice. If you're
Mm-mm.
hosting a party, which if you're hosting a party, you should be getting things from Omaha Steaks because
We
it
have
makes
to talk
everything
about-
so easy.
Listen, we have to talk about their ham. They have ham, you guys.
I
not.
had no idea.
I didn't either. I didn't know they have ham. They have a 2.5 pound and they have a 5 pound ham. Okay. So if you are like a ham person for Easter, think about that. It's Omaha freaking steaks.
You're not going to, it's not going to be a bad ham. I can tell you that right
It's gonna
now.
be the best ham ever. So something to think about, you guys.
Well, I mean, and you know, Easter's coming. Lots of people
That's
do
the thing.
Easter gatherings.
Yes.
This is such an easy way to make sure that you are going to have the perfect Easter feast. And it's not even just ham or steaks, which of course they are famous for. It's right there in the name, but seafood and all the sides, all the trimmings, all the desserts. Omaha Steaks has it all. And right now, it's 50% off the whole freaking website. This is their spring savings event. You just need to go to omahasteaks.com. Of course, when you use promo code CHICKS, you will get an additional, I'm talking in addition to the 50% off, you're going to get an extra $30 off. There may be minimums, which will not be hard to meet. I promise you, because as soon as you see that menu, you're going to be like, how, like Homer Simpson with the drool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're going to be, oh, I need that. And I need that. And I need
the
that.
risotto, and I need all the other stuff. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
And I'm so
Omaha.
hungry right now. So hungry.
omahasteaks.com, promo code do it. Remember how we've been talking about those 3 women? Brittany Peterson is one of them. Anna Paulina Luna is the other. And then there's some other chick that whose name I can't remember with the crazy eyes.
Complaining about like working
Yes.
from home when they shouldn't be doing that at all.
That's correct. So I'm not exactly sure how it happened. Okay. But I can tell you that Mike Johnson put the kibosh on that whole effort. So as of now, proxy voting is still not allowed.
Good.
They are not giving up. They're continuing to do all their, crying and whining and hysteria about it. But they end up looking so dumb, as Kurt Schlichter pointed out so perfectly with this, because Brittany took her baby to the floor and said, I can't vote on the floor because I have a baby. And he's like, for someone who can't take her baby anywhere, she seems to take her baby everywhere.
Hey, look, there's a baby. Hey, look, you guys, that's a baby.
I mean, you're proving that you can do this. You're proving that you can go to the House floor and do your job and vote. What the thing that you were hired to do, you can do it. You're proving it right there. You absolute idiot.
Brittany's on the floor with the baby, you guys. She's got a baby.
Oh my God.
I can't. I know. I wish they would stop with this. It just makes women look ridiculous. It really does. And like complaining losers.
Yes, it totally does. Enough is enough already.
Just
but
stop.
the wild-eyed one of the three, whose name I never remember, she did one of those selfie videos to announce that this whole effort has been killed for now. Here is what she said.
I just got off the House floor.
Oh my God,
Unfortunately, Mike Johnson was able to kill our efforts to get proxy voting for parental leave, but the fight is not over. We will keep trying because families deserve better representation in Congress.
What? Why do they do those videos where
I don't know.
She's gonna like trip over something. I was just waiting.
I
for her to
always
go,
want them to.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say that, but I want to appear mean, so I'm glad it was you and not me. Mean anyway, so I was just like, I was waiting for her to just like trip over somebody,
right?
Or something. Yeah,
because I mean, how do they do? I don't think I am physically capable of doing that. I mean, especially now with my knee, but like in normal times, in the before times when I could walk,
you could walk.
There's no way I could do that without falling.
No, I can't do that. Somebody said she had Adam Schiff eyes. I totally agree with that.
Yes,
she does. Who
yes,
said that. I'm sorry, I didn't see
that was exactly right.
Adam Schiff eyes. It's
great.
Very good.
Yeah. I don't know her name, and I just don't care.
I don't
I
care
can't
either.
be bothered to
Just
look it up.
Shut up and quit complaining and do your freaking job. All right.
I know. It's just oh God, they're just insufferable women. Insufferable. This is a little bit of, it's not gossip really, but it's just nice, frilly, happy baby news. And that is that Tiffany Trump, who is expecting, of course, had herself a baby shower that was hosted by Ivanka. And Ivanka said this Sunday, I had so much fun hosting a Peter Rabbit themed baby shower for my sweet sister, Tiffany. We showered her with love and had the best time celebrating her and the baby to be. Every detail was inspired by Beatrix Potter's world, from bunny tails to garden treats, to celebrate the little boy she's about to welcome into her life. It was the sweetest day, filled with so much love, laughter, and excitement for everything ahead. Tiff, you're going to be the most wonderful mama. Your baby boy is already so loved and so lucky to have you. And she said, love you. And then they had this lovely photo of the three sisters-in-law.
Ivanka like totally overshadows everything. If I were a billionaire, I'd throw a shower like this, but there would be real bunnies.
God, right?
There would be actual bunnies all over the place.
But not human-sized ones, because you know how
human.
Scott Jennings feels about that.
Definitely not that. No, I mean, don't be ridiculous. But there would be real bunnies hopping around for people to pet.
That would be amazing.
Right. I mean, that's if I were a billionaire. Obviously, they missed the boat on this one. But look how she overshadows everybody. I mean, let's just face it.
Perfect.
She's ridiculous.
I mean, you don't get more gorgeous. And I will say, as envious as I am of Lara Trump's physique, like she's so strong and so fit.
Right.
I think Ivanka softer looks better. I think it just looks more attractive to be. Right. It's just not quite as, beastie.
I agree. Because Laura Trump looks like she could hurt you.
She could kill people.
She can hurt you.
And Tiffany looks gorgeous. I mean, that dress. Beautiful. It's just, look at that. I mean, that.
And you know what else I love? Ridiculous. I love that I have a blended family. Okay, and my kids love each other, and so I love the love between these kids who are also a blended family. I appreciate that as a mom of blended family kids. So just wanted to point that out. I think it's really neat. That's really cool that they all get along and they love each other and they support each other. I think that's wonderful. So props to them,
Yeah. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous family.
Yeah.
Speaking of kids, I want this next tweet that you're about to see to be a lie or satire or just, I hate Andrew Tate so much. I mean, I just hate him. And I don't know if this is true. I don't want it to be true, but he tweeted yesterday that he has 10 kids, you guys.
And is he married to any?
No, God, no.
One of them? Is he even married to one of them?
No. And he's clearly just like, he doesn't care to give them, he doesn't care for those kids to live the same lifestyle that he does. He says kids aren't expensive, but the mothers are. Find a woman who can cook, sew, and has zero interest in showing off designer clothed kids on Instagram. Right. I have 10 children and they are pennies to raise. Literally $100 a month, if that. 3 sets of clothes and food they barely eat. Done.
He's such an ass. It's so gross.
The amount I hate him.
And the conservatives that are like,
understated.
he's so great.
I know, I don't get it.
Whatever.
I saw somebody tweeting yesterday. I don't understand conservatives' problem with Andrew Tate. Just look at this video, and they cherry pick some video where he's saying something that conservatives typically agree with, and completely ignoring the billions of videos of him being a complete psychopath. Like I just don't get
Which
it.
is 99% of what he does.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy.
Gross. He is vile. Absolutely vile.
He's just the vilest, the vilest.
The vilest.
And so are the people that you end up sitting next to at urgent cares, you guys, which is why you don't ever, ever, ever want to go there if you can help it. If you don't need to go to an urgent care.
Right. They're Andrew Tate, you guys. They're all Andrew Tates. Nasty people.
They're just nasty.
Gross.
And they don't mean to be. I mean, a lot of them are just really, really sick. But like, that's why if you know you have something that you just need an antibiotic for, if you're like, God, if I could just get my hands on a Z-Pack, all would be well. The answer is here. It's allfamilypharmacy.com/chicks. That is the place that you can get treatments that were made highly unavailable to you during COVID because like the government and big pharma were like, working together to just make it possible.
They have all that stuff. Right.
Yeah. Hydroxychloroquine. They've got over 200 medications, including all the antibiotics to treat all the different kinds of things. And they give you lots and lots of guidebooks that say, if these are your symptoms, here's the appropriate drug to take. And it's all doctor prescribed medication, but you do everything online, which takes the going and being sick around other people factor out. You don't have to worry about that. They ship things immediately. It's fantastic. We use it. We have medications on hand, and it is so much better than having to wait for a doctor or go to the urgent care. So if you want to get some drugs just in your medicine cabinet so you have them ready to go, it's allfamilypharmacy.com/chicks. The code is chicks10. Okay, chicks10, not just chicks. Chicks10. You'll get 10% off of your entire order. Check them out. All right. We're going to cover real quickly a story that we touched on yesterday. Yesterday, we talked to you about the fact that Megyn Kelly got her hands on the entire, what was it? Like 1,000 pages.
Like a manifesto.
All the writings of the crazy Nashville shooter, the trans weirdo. Okay. And Kash Patel gave her exclusive access to report on these files. And our team member from Radio America, Cal, massive props go to Cal, because Cal was like, hey, I just came across some audio from a radio host right here in Nashville who has an interesting take about the fact that Megyn Kelly got access to these files. And so he put together this clip, and I thought it was so good and important for you all to hear, because it's something that we didn't address yesterday, but he makes a very, very, very good point. Check this out.
I'm not ready to write off Kash Patel just yet, but I'm confused about what has happened over the last 48, 72 hours. I'm sure Megyn Kelly is a fine person. I'm sure Megyn Kelly has the right intentions. I don't understand, if you feel compelled to release the information, why you feel compelled to release the information to one person and not every person. What does Megyn Kelly have intimately to do with this situation that she would get the view of these writings and not those parties that have been interested and most intimately impacted by it? Kash Patel tells us that he believes in openness and transparency, and I want to believe those things, yet he picks and chooses. They did this crap with the Epstein stuff. I'm glad that Megyn is giving us her take on it, but how is that any better than what Nashville did? Nashville said, you can't see this, so we're going to give you our take on it. And now Kash Patel is saying the same thing. You can't see this, but here, Megyn Kelly will give you her take on it. And it'll be a different take, and it'll be a take that probably you'll accept a little more, and so you won't ask for it. If you can give it to Megyn Kelly, I mean, I'm sorry, am I missing something?
I think that's a great question.
It's a great take from Matt Murphy. You said he's in Knoxville?
Nashville, I think.
Nashville?
I think. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's a great take. It's a wonderful question. And I don't know why he chose just her. Because if you're going to be transparent, you should just like release the hounds.
And release the documents. Like, why is he even telling her you can assess them and analyze them and then report about them, but nobody can see them? Why?
Right. Yeah, I don't
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because it's like what we have to see it through the filter of Megyn Kelly, which, we love Megyn Kelly. To his point, we like Megyn Kelly. She's great. But why do we have to see it through the filter of her? Why can't everybody just get the documents and then we get to decide how we want to decipher those documents, and then we can talk about them. Everybody can see them,
right?
And it gets even no different.
It gets even more interesting because apparently the Tennessee Star, the newspaper there, sued the FBI back in May of 2023 and said, "This is a FOIA Act request. We want access to the documents." And the FBI said, "Oh, sorry. This is still an open investigation. And so we can't release any of those documents. Sorry."
Right.
And then the Tennessee Star hears at basically the same time that we do that Megyn Kelly has gotten access. So they go to the DOJ yesterday and they're like, what
WTF?
gives?
Right.
And then it gets even weirder because the DOJ was like, wait, what? Megyn Kelly got the files? The DOJ had no idea. At least that's according to their spokesperson. Maybe Pam Bondi did, but the DOJ official the official take is that they were unaware that Megyn Kelly got these documents from Kash Patel. So the FBI, the DOJ are not talking to each other, and they're doing things around these lawsuits that are already kind of in progress. So it's just, the whole thing is completely messed up.
And
Yeah, it's a total cluster. And I wish Megyn would, I give her some, because this is not about her. It's not her fault that she got the documents. This is this exclusive. It's not her fault. But and I get that she's a lawyer. And so she probably understands what is reasonable to share at this point if there's a continuing investigation and what's not. But the whole thing is so reminiscent of the Epstein files being given to just the influencers at first in their little binders. And then it turned out that was a nothing burger anyway. The whole thing is just, it's not being handled well.
Right.
And that's bad,
Yeah. What they need to start doing is just releasing these files to everybody.
Right.
And then that is true transparency, period. Just stop with this like piecemeal thing, because it's reminiscent of the Epstein thing, but it's also reminiscent of, Biden and Obama and people like that. We're not that. So stop it. Stop.
Yeah. I don't like it, you guys. Don't like it.
Stop it.
All right, moving on. We need to show you some highlights real quickly of Trump's speech at the, I'll never remember, NRCC, National Republican Congressional Committee. Yeah. So there was like a fancy dinner or black tie event yesterday that he spoke at. And we're going to get to just a few of the clips from that. But first, here is a tweet that I would like you to read that he posted yesterday as well.
Way better. It's nice and big. I had a very good meeting today with the Speaker of the House and some of our more conservative members. All great people. I let them know that I am for major spending cuts. We are going to do reductions, hopefully in excess of $1 trillion, all of which will go into the one big, beautiful bill. I, along with House members and senators, will be pushing very hard to get these large-scale spending cuts done, but we must get the bill approved now. Make America great again.
Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Thank you. Oh, my goodness.
So gotta love that. So that happened. And then just to get through some of these, they're real short clips, you guys, of the dinner that he spoke at yesterday. The first clip is when he just talks about how proud he is to be a representative of the working class, which is like music to the ears of so many people who helped propel him into his second term. And it's got to make Democrats absolutely rage, which is why I particularly loved this little piece.
I'm proud to be the president for the workers, not the outsourcers. The president who stands up for Main Street, not Wall Street, who protects the middle class, not the political class, and who defends America, not trade cheaters all over the globe. They're trade cheaters. They cheated on us. They cheated with tariffs on us. They stole our money. They stole our jobs. And don't let some of these politicians.
I love it. I love it so much. Yeah, they were seething over that.
Yeah, because those are their people, or they've thought they were for so long.
Used to be, no longer. The liberals are the party of the elites now. Elites, the wealthy, they act like they're not, but they so are.
Yeah. It's just so great, the turnaround.
Isn't it?
And then to reassure us all about tariffs, he talked about how countries are just lining up to make deals, which is exactly what he wanted. And this is in spite of some congressional Republicans trying to give themselves the power to be a guard between Trump and the tariff process. So he kind of ripped into that in this speech as well.
So, because I'm telling you, these countries are calling us up, kissing my ass. They are dying to make a deal. Please, sir, make a deal. I'll do anything, sir.
God.
And then I'll see some rebel Republican, some guy that wants to grandstand, say, I think that Congress should take over negotiations. Let me tell you, you don't negotiate like I negotiate.
I think that would be a huge mistake. Huge.
Right?
Tremendous. Yeah.
And he's right. Nobody negotiates like him.
Nope.
Nobody.
False.
He also, giant. He also had some words for some of the Democrats that he has particular feelings about. And in this case, those included Jasmine Crockett and Adam Schiff. I'll just let those two clips run together.
I said before, the Democrats have taken a lot of beatings. They have lost their confidence. They've gone crazy. How about this new one they have? Their new star, Crockett. How about her?
Uh-oh.
Is that real? Are they serious about that? That's their new star? If that's their new star, they're in serious trouble. I mean, this is Crockett. Oh, man. And the Adam Shifty Shifts. Can you believe this guy? He's got the smallest neck I've ever seen. And the biggest head. We call him watermelon head.
It's like stand-up, man. He does stand-up.
Good stuff. He never disappoints,
Yeah, he really, he just, when he goes off script, it's hilarious.
Yeah,
it's absolutely hilarious.
Liberals would be like, that's so mean. He has to temper the discourse. I mean,
he's a Nazi.
Yeah. I can't believe he's saying those things. Y'all tried to shoot him. Okay. You did. You actually shot him in the head. But
a couple times even.
He needs to lower the discourse. He needs to really temper that.
Yeah, he's too mean. He's way too mean.
Really mean. Mm-hmm.
But I was reassured, about his tariff plans, and we'll hear a little bit more about tariffs. One of the things I know, of course, that everybody is freaking out at is the stock market. They're, even if you look at any of the news shows, you see the tickers. You watch the tickers. The tickers
they need to quit putting those up. Just stop it.
I know, right? The tickers are. Right. It's a lot to take in.
It's like getting on the scale. No one wants to get on it. You know what I mean? It's like
getting to see those numbers.
You don't get on it. Especially for certain months of the year, you just stay away from the scale.
Just basically after you hit age 50, just stay off of that thing.
Just don't have them in your house. What are you doing? Yeah.
But as you watch those numbers, because it's impossible not to see them on your screen, just remember there is one thing that is a sure thing, and that is precious metals. And so just want to remind you about our friends at First Fidelity Reserve. They have this amazing silver eagle, American silver eagle. This is 0.999 fine American silver eagle. It's just $33. You'll notice that's down from a couple weeks ago. $33 and free shipping. You can just call 1-800-336-1630, or you can visit firstfidelityreserve.com. Or if you prefer traditional bars, you can also.
I love that.
These dudes, man.
Yeah.
This is reassuring, right? When you have this in your safe, or in my case, on your desk as a reminder that you're smart and that you're hedging your bets and you're making sure you're diversified in your portfolio. It's just nice to know that you can actually hold something that the market cannot affect. That feels really, really good. And you can feel that good too, or even just plan for your kids or grandkids. These are great things to put in stockings or Easter baskets.
That is a great thing to put in an Easter. Yes. I want it in my Easter basket.
Maybe don't put it in the egg for an Easter egg hunt in case it never gets found.
Right. Just put
in
it
an Easter
in the
basket.
Uh-huh.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure to go to 800 or call 800-336-1630. Mention that you heard about them from the chicks on the right, or go to firstfidelityreserve.com. All right, let's hear from cute little Kevin Hassett. So smiley, so smiley, as he talks to Dana Perino about what's going on with the negotiations with all these other countries.
I think that right now we're managing a massive number of requests for negotiations. It's actually logistically quite challenging just to go through them. It's something that I've been spending a lot of the time this morning doing, because at NSC and NEC, what we have to do is prioritize the meetings for the president, and there are so many to go through that, we're actually getting ready to present a plan for him on, who and when. But he obviously prioritizes two of our closest allies and trading partners, Japan and Korea. And the word out of those conversations was really positive, and positive really for American workers, American farmers. There are a heck of a lot of concessions on the table. In the end, the president, of course, is going to be the one who decides whether the deal is good enough to change his mind about the tariffs.
He seems like the kind of guy that would say words like whippersnapper and shenanigans a lot. You know what I mean? He does.
He really does.
Yeah, he does.
I love him.
I mean,
I just love his smiley little, I just love how smiley he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he sounds like he has a cold. I don't know if that's
he does.
Yeah. If it's a cold, or if that's just like him being sinusy, but yeah.
Hopefully he's got some drugs from All Fam Pharmacy.
Totally.
Okay, so Caroline Leavitt also obviously fielded a lot of questions about the tariffs yesterday. One of the big questions was, is President Trump scheduled as of now to talk directly to President Xi of China? And so that's on everybody's minds. And here is what Caroline said.
In the 70 countries or so. I'm curious, though, under what conditions at this point would President Trump talk to President Xi about tariffs?
Look, I just spoke to the president about this, and he believes that China wants to make a deal with the United States. He believes China has to make a deal with the United States. It was a mistake for China to retaliate. The president, when America is punched, he punches back harder. That's why there will be 104% tariffs going into effect on China tonight at midnight. But the president believes that Xi and China want to make a deal. They just don't know how to get that started. And the president also wanted me to tell all of you that if China reaches out to make a deal, he'll be incredibly gracious, but he's going to do what's best for the American people.
Okay.
Solid answer.
She's
right?
Every answer she gives is solid.
It really is. And she's just
amazing.
So good at it. It just rolls off the tongue,
Confident, poised. She's the best. There's nobody better.
Yeah. She was also asked by somebody about this rift that seems to be happening between Elon Musk and Peter Navarro. We talked about that a little bit yesterday, and she answered that question as well.
Navarro, on some of these tariffs, Musk actually referred to Navarro today as being, quote, dumber than a sack of bricks. Are you at all, or is the administration, the president, all concerned that this is maybe impacting the public's understanding of these tariffs? It might be messing with the message on it?
No, look, these are obviously two individuals who have very different views on trade and on tariffs. Boys will be boys, and we will let their public sparring continue. And you guys should all be very grateful that we have the most transparent administration in history. And I think it also speaks to the president's willingness to hear from all sides, that he has people at the highest levels of this government in this White House who have very diverse opinions on very diverse issues, but the president takes all opinions in mind, and then he makes the best decision based on the best interests of the American public.
I thought that was a great answer.
It was perfection.
Yep. I thought it was great.
Love her. I just love her so much.
Yeah, I know. Right? Can you imagine KJP answering that question?
Oh my God.
Let me flip through the binder. God. Yeah. I mean,
God, it's such a difference.
She just is the best at this job.
Now, interestingly enough, because people are all over the place on this issue. The talking head, you can't keep up with all the differing opinions. And Kevin O'Leary is not only pro-tariff, he doesn't think Trump is going far enough. And if it were up to him, he would put on 400% tariffs on China right now. Here he is to explain.
400% tariffs tomorrow morning. He'll tell you why. She can only stay the supreme leader if people are employed. If we wipe out any business there, because we are still 39% of all consumables on Earth and 25% of the world's GDP, America is the #1 economy on Earth with all the cards. We will not have that forever. It's time to squeeze Chinese heads into the wall now.
Well,
I'm
hold
not
on a
talking
second,
about tariffs.
Kevin. Well, I hear you, but hold on. If we're talking about people, the average consumer, not necessarily the head honchos of businesses all across the globe, can they withstand the pressure of that sort of tax on the goods?
It's short-lived. There will be.
But what's your timeline compared to, you don't know the average American's timeline, what they can actually survive. There's people right now who can't survive
400% tomorrow morning, cheese on an airplane to Washington to cut a deal.
I love it. I think it's fantastic. People who use Temu and Shein are like, they're like freaking out right now. I love all of this. It is the time, right? Now is the time. It's now or never. This is it.
Yeah, kind of like DOGE. We've said that about DOGE before, and I think the same is true about this process, as uncomfortable as it may be in the short term. And Scott Bessent, who we also love on this program, he sat down with Tucker to talk about tariffs, and I thought this was very reassuring as well. Take a listen.
I think that the people who are hoping that yesterday's move will lead to a demonstrably brighter future within 4 years, is it your sincere prediction that within 4 years, we'll say, actually, that kind of worked?
I believe that it's going to work. And I know that what we were doing wasn't working.
Yes.
So I think we have to try this. And I have a high confidence ratio. It's going to work. I'm not happy with what's going on in the market today, but the distribution of equities across households, the top 10% of Americans own 88% of equities, 88% of the stock market. The next 40% owns 12% of the stock market. The bottom 50 has debt. They have credit card bills. They rent their homes. They have auto loans, and we've got to give them some relief.
That's the message right there. Just as a bystander, I'm like, wow, okay.
Yeah, that is the message.
And I don't even know if they need to message that to that bottom 50%, because as we heard from that TikToker yesterday, she was like, everybody keeps telling me I need to be worried about the stock market. I'm not in it.
Right. So many, exactly. So many of the Republicans out here are not, the Republicans, conservatives are not. They're not looking at that. So, okay. I mean, but by all means, put the message out there.
Yeah, sure.
Put it out there.
Absolutely.
Drive it home.
Remember, was it yesterday that we talked about the fact that DOGE and Elon, apparently there's some big discovery that they have made that's going to just blow us all away? I don't know what that discovery is. There have been some discoveries that we're going to talk about, but Caroline was asked about the big discovery yesterday and when we were all going to hear about it. Here's what she said.
President on Thursday told us that there was an incredible discovery that the DOGE team had made. He called it horrible and incredible. Can you reveal that yet? Give us details on what it was about?
There has been a discovery. I hate to leave you hanging on a cliff, but I don't want to get ahead of the president on that. But I can confirm there has been a discovery. It's just not quite yet ready for release.
Okay.
So then there were some announcements essentially about DOGE, and I don't know. I mean, these are big, but I don't know that it's something that's like, oh my God, which means I don't know if these are
the
discovery.
It. Right. It's not the discovery. Right.
So here's a report from Stuart Varney on one of the exposés that DOGE has just made.
DOGE has found that immigration gave a work authorization document to illegals just 5 months after they filed for asylum. That document allowed them to work while they waited to hear whether their asylum request had been accepted or denied. So they could work as an illegal, knowing it would take years before their case was heard. The Immigration Department mailed them a Social Security number. No interview, no proof of identity. Just put it in the mail. Here's your number. In 2021, DOGE says 270,000 new aliens were issued Social Security numbers, 590,000 in 2022, 964,000 in 2023, and 2.1 million in 24, right before Biden left office. DOGE also discovered that 1.3 million aliens are now receiving Medicaid. Millions received driver's licenses, some registered to vote, and DOGE says some actually did vote. Try and square that against Democrat claims that Musk is destroying Social Security and cutting Medicaid. He's not destroying. He's weeding out people who don't qualify. Who is really guilty of misinformation in this case? It is not Elon Musk.
Nope.
Yeah,
it is not.
Isn't. It's not him. Oh, God, that is so infuriating.
I know. And it's a big deal.
It
but
is.
It's like, I kind of expect that whenever it's going to be the big discovery, they're going to announce it as such. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And not just say, here's another thing that DOGE found.
Yeah.
Because they're constantly finding ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, I don't think that that's the big discovery, although it is a massive discovery and it needs to be put out there to the masses. And then people like, what is it? Coons will get on a show and be like, that's not happening.
Right. There's no fraud in Medicare or Social Security. What are you talking about?
Not happening, you guys. Don't believe your lying eyes. These people are like, they want to pretend that none of this fraud is actually occurring when it's so rampant.
Mm-hmm. And the contracts, I mean, the ridiculous contracts that are being doled out and that DOGE is canceling, also really big news. I just don't know if it's the big news, but here's a little bit about what Elon released in terms of the DOGE contracts that have been recently canceled. These will just blow your mind that they were ever approved to begin with. Here is a TikToker to explain.
Got another DOGE update that'll make your head spin, once again proving that we have plenty of money, we just send it to anybody else. DOGE put out this post on April 7th. The U.S. African Development Foundation has terminated $51 million in grants, including $229,000 for marketing 100% organic shea butter in Burkina Faso, $84,000 for a business incubator for spa and wellness entrepreneurs in Nigeria, $240,000 for marketing pineapple juice in Benin, $246,000 for mango drying facilities on the Ivory Coast, $99,000 to increase yogurt production in Uganda, $48,000 for a WhatsApp marketing chatbot in Kenya, and $50,000 to train farmers to grow dragon fruit in Senegal. You take the seed, you put it in the soil, and it grows. There you go. Could I get 50 grand? Let me give you some other numbers, though. 47 million people in the United States face hunger. That includes 1 in 5 children. So we need to stay on their necks. With the way our news cycle goes, this stuff disappears very quickly. So make sure you're contacting your senators and letting them know that we want money staying in America for Americans.
Mm-hmm. We want that. I want kids to be fed. And I want metal detectors in every effing school. Every single school. I don't know how I need to do that. I've been like trying to figure out. I know it's like, this is personal privilege time, but I've been trying to figure out, how do I get that to happen here in Texas? I need to make that happen and then make that like the pilot state for every other state in the United States. Cause it's absurd that that hasn't happened. And we have the money. We have it.
Yeah. I mean, she just listed plenty of money that would probably take care of a whole bunch of states doing that.
Every school. Yeah. Every single school, every single one.
Now, not everybody is happy about what's going on with tariffs or with DOGE. And Katie Porter, without makeup, would like you to know that she is pissed.
I might be smiling at you, but make no mistake, I am pissed. Donald Trump is being an absolute idiot, implementing a tariff plan that virtually every single economist has said is a sure loser. And what are the consequences? Higher prices for all of us. Real pain.
Okay. There are so many words I want to say. First of all, she had lipstick on. But
only lipstick.
Right. But they're worried about economic pain after the past 4 years. Like now all of a sudden we're worried about economic pain when he's trying to solve the problems that you people caused.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
you don't think it costs money for all these illegals to be on Medicaid and on food stamps and on welfare and all of it? You don't think that's a big bite?
Right. That we're paying every single year for these illegals and also all these bullshit contracts. You don't think that costs us money? You never seemed to be worried about any of that stuff. And now all of a sudden she's talking about economic pain. Get bent, lady. Seriously. I can't.
I know. So ridiculous. She's running for governor.
Of course
in
she
California.
Is. Of course she's running for governor in California. That tracks. It totally
God,
does.
I can't wait to see the debates between her, Sarah, and maybe Kamala, and just like all the losers that are running for governor. Oh, man.
Godspeed, California.
You know what they need to add is George Conway. George Conway needs to run for governor of California.
Mm-hmm. He'll be crying. He would just get up there and start crying.
Yeah, someone put together. I guess he was on a podcast, and he's very upset about the state of the country, and he cried so much that somebody cut this interview into just the crying parts. So none of it flows. Like he's not making sense in here, but we just want you to see how emotional this loser is.
I'm going to get moist-eyed here,
He said the word moist, Mock.
So
he said moist.
Whatever it is that these people seem to be. And I went so far, actually.
My God.
Yesterday to Arnold and Porter. That also was very moving because something people want, and I wanted, and us.
Dude.
We're all in this together. Rule of law. And some people just don't give a shit, and that makes me angry. Granddaughters of Judge Rifkin at the element.
God. Okay, seek help, George.
Oh my God. And Kelly Conway was married to him.
She had relations of a sexual nature with him at least 4 times. Mom.
Well,
I know, right?
Oh
I'm sorry, but it had to be said. It had to be. And then he says, we're all in this together. No, we're not, George. You live on a different planet than I do.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in the Beltway, lives in a different world than the rest of us who live in real America. We live in a different world than he does. He's like DC scum. I can't with this guy. Oh my God. He has the audacity to pretend like he's a normal American. Okay. Right. And he's crying. What is he
so
have to cry?
Crying.
He's
I love when he just like puts his face right there.
It's just at the most inopportune times. Like it's when we're talking about George Conway crying. Can you please leave? Can you please leave?
That's an invitation right there.
Oh my God. Okay.
He's like,
sorry,
you wanted me to
guys.
leave? I'm just going to be right here.
I'm surprised he didn't like bend over and show you his balls. That's what he would do normally. Anyways, all right, he's down. Sorry, guys.
All right, moving on. Let's talk about Tim Walz, who will not go away. And he is obsessed with Elon, obsessed with him. He wants his audience, I guess it was a rather large audience. I'm not even sure where, somewhere in Minnesota, I think. But anyway, he was talking to this audience and trying to suggest that it's a good thing when people are successful, which is not what Democrats typically say, because they're always so mad at certain rich people, right? Yes. And in this case, it's Elon, who Tim feels like he actually says we need to demonize Elon Musk. Curious.
I think Democrats supporting families, supporting the working class, supporting unions. But I think we have to separate and have a message here. It's okay in America to be successful. We should celebrate that when people are successful. What my beef is, once you get successful, don't be a greedy bastard and not pay your taxes. Don't do that.
Wow.
But I don't think we should be the party that demonizes someone because they're able to afford something or they're able to work hard and got something.
Okay,
what we should demonize is people like Elon Musk and those people that do that. And that's different. That's different.
Okay, so is he insinuating that Elon didn't pay his taxes? Because that, to me, that's what I get.
Or that he didn't work hard. There's no one who works harder.
Right. This is the thing. So he paid $11 billion in taxes in 2021. I believe at that time that was like, I don't know since then what's happened, but I believe that was the most any person has ever paid in taxes at that time.
I'm sure.
That's a lot of money. Like, has he ever paid that much in taxes? I kind of feel like the answer is no. So
God, what a scumbag that guy
is. He is a real scumbag, isn't he?
And why is there an audience for him? He has always been a complete loser. He lost with Kamala, and he was a nobody before that. And now people are like, "Oh, we want to come hear him speak."
Because there are losers on that side of the aisle that like losers like him. Oh, and I think that they also like to jump in on the whole bandwagon of hating Elon. Like there's this new phenomenon where people are like, "Ooh, I get to hate Elon too." Just like I can't really hate Trump anymore because that's not cool anymore. Like TDS it's kind of passe. So now I get to have, EDS, Elon derangement syndrome, and now I can hate Elon. That's the cool thing now. I mean, these people just go from one hate to another, and now it's cool to hate Elon. It's like, and they don't even understand why. They just do. It's absurd.
The entire Democrat Party is so freaking exhausting.
It is.
And so hypocritical. And speaking of hypocritical, AOC is getting accused of being a hypocrite over the fact that she was on her way to speak at a Down with the Oligarchy rally in first class. So Harris Faulkner reported about this yesterday and asked, I think it was Stephen Hilton, who will talk about why this is so ridiculous. Here is that report.
She was caught on camera traveling first class on a JetBlue flight last month. She was on her way to Las Vegas to speak at a Fight Oligarchy event with Senator Bernie Sanders. Events in which she has been railing against the wealthy elite. Other passengers told the New York Post this: "Nothing says power to the people like ignoring voters looking to say hello and reclining in first class while tweeting about income inequality. And AOC is fighting the system one first class mimosa at a time." What's your reaction? Is this fair ground?
So great.
I think it's absolutely hilarious. Look, basically, good for anyone who wants to make it in America. That's the American dream. Everyone should have the opportunity to climb the ladder of opportunity and enjoy first class. But there's a big difference. You work for it and you earn it. She's paid by the taxpayer. She's not earning it in the way that the American dream is all about.
Do you remember back in 2020, she wore $14,000 worth of clothes for her Vanity Fair cover shoot?
I totally had forgotten about that. Thank you.
That was to attack President Trump as being a mother effer for not paying federal income tax. You guys remember that? That was 5 years ago. Yeah, because they broke down all like the price tags of everything she was wearing. She was wearing like Bulgari earrings and all that kind of stuff because, all the best for a socialist, right? I mean, and then before that, I remember when she first came on the scene, you and I, when we were on the radio back at WIBC, she wore like a $3,500 suit, Manolos, for another photo shoot. I mean, she is the hypocrite among to top all hypocrites. She will take all the things and then she'll rail against people who are successful. And then she'll fly first class and then talk about being a Marxist, basically. This is who they are. Like when they show you who they are, believe them.
Yeah.
And this is who she is.
And anytime the Democrats have, which is rare because most of the time their only policy is just whatever Trump is for, they are against. But anytime they do espouse any kind of policy idea, it is only meant for the plebes. It's not for them. So whatever rules they want to put in place, it's for all of us, but they will live like they want to live and none of the rules will apply to them. That's why none of them are on Obamacare. They all have like the fanciest and the best of everything at our expense. Yeah. That's how it works.
Yeah. And somebody said, well, it's JetBlue. She was on JetBlue. I didn't even know they had first class. And we can't be mad at her because she makes money. And if she wants to fly first class, she gets to do that. But, to that I say, everything she does is taxpayer funded. Everything. So walk the walk. Listen, there are people on our side of the aisle that don't walk the walk or talk the talk of like socialism and capitalism sucks and all that kind of stuff. I don't give a shit if they fly first class. But this chick does that. She talks about, the people. I'm working for the people. Then fly and coach, lady.
Fly and coach and then give the difference to somebody else to fly on a plane or to house a migrant or to do any of the number of things that you say should be policies. It's all bullshit. Everything that they say is complete bullshit.
Totally. Exactly. Walk the walk if you're going to be that person.
This clip of AOC that I have next is absolutely apropos of nothing, but I thought it was so funny the way that it ended. And I don't even know when it's from, but it's AOC talking about the word no. And I just want you to remember what Democrats, the party line during the Me Too movement has always been no means no, right? You guys remember?
Yep.
No consent is very important. No means no.
It does.
Make sure to check out the end of this little video clip.
No is not a final answer. No means try again. No does not mean stop trying. Okay?
the Bill Cosby thing. Side note, is he still alive?
I think he is.
Is Bill Cosby still alive, you guys? I have to look
Can
that
somebody
up
look
really
that
quick.
up?
I'm looking
Look
that
it up
right
because now
Bill
I'm
Cosby,
curious.
I know, right? Isn't that terrible? Bill Cosby.
We got to do a death check.
Death
One
check on
moment.
Bill Cosby.
Please
on, I
hold
gotta-
while we conduct a
please
death
hold.
check.
He seems to be still alive. He's still alive.
But he's in
80
prison, right?
He's 87. I think so. No, he was released from prison.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, I think he was released from prison. Yeah. He's 87 years old.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
now we know.
He's
now
alive.
we know. Okay, switching gears, we need to talk about the fact that Gavin Newsom recently bragged that his implementation of a $20 an hour minimum wage for fast food workers was a grand old success. Here he is talking about that.
We provided for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of full-time working women disproportionately, and particularly women of color, a significant wage increase, $20 minimum wage for fast food workers, the first in the country to do this. We have seen this sector not only lift people out of poverty, but also create over 10,000 new jobs, proving that you can have a growth agenda that also is focused on workers.
God, this guy is such a schmuck.
Let's see how that worked out.
Let's look.
Shall we?
How the $20 fast food minimum wage has hurt California. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, 22,717 fast food jobs have been lost in the past year when seasonally adjusted. The Berkeley Research Group also found that fast food prices in California have gone up 14.5% since a year ago, about double the national average of 8.2%. Newsom's going to call us. Chev, you know he's on the phone right now saying it's not true. This is the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics giving these stats.
And then people
Who saw this coming?
I know, right? Anybody with like half a firing synapse in their brain saw this coming.
Right?
I can't. And anybody who is shocked by this voted for Gavin Newsom. Right? You cannot make it this. Yeah.
can't.
Also, kiosks are taking over. Have you noticed that?
Well,
Like
and now I think it's in California where they're considering legislation that would force fast food joints, restaurants, to hire 2 people for every kiosk that they have.
WTH.
For what purpose? I have no idea.
I know,
but this is what they do. This is how crazy they are, and then they end up putting these places out of business. It's so stupid.
It is, and this is the thing. And that guy will run for president.
Oh my God. He's going to
run for president, and Democrats will be like, "He's so great! Look at all the great things he's done. He's a
so
loser.
dreamy."
He's a colossal loser."
There are so few Democrats right now that aren't complete losers.
Yeah.
It's hard to even think of anybody that's reasonable. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Name one.
Right?
Name
It's
one.
really, really difficult. And then, it's always nice to remind ourselves every now and then what a bullet we dodged in not hiring Kamala as our chief executive officer. And she put out this video, you guys. She put this out as an example of her own profundity. And remember, when Kamala thinks she's saying something really profound, she does the head nod, right? So she'll say, I'm about to tell you something really profound.
Right.
This is what she
Here it
says.
comes.
You just let me know if you feel inspired by this.
Has a way of being contagious. And we are witnessing that, no doubt. But I say this also, my dear friends. Courage is also contagious. Courage is also contagious.
Oh my God.
When one person, when a few stand with the courage, that is the courage exhibited by the leaders in this room every day, to stand, to have the courage to say, I feel fear. The courage to say what is happening is wrong. The courage to say that there is a way that we must chart to get through this. Understanding our power in the democracy we still have if we hold on to it.
Nod. Naughty nod.
Courage is contagious.
Mm-hmm.
And I also know this. This is a moment that really does highlight also the power of kindness, the power of sisterhood, the power of self-care.
Oh my God.
We can't go out there and do battle if we don't take care of ourselves and each other.
Everybody
Please
take
take
it.
care of yourselves.
Hot
Be
bath.
blessed, and I'll see you out there. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh,
go
good
somewhere.
Lord.
Please.
Please go. Go
Please go
somewhere
somewhere.
but here. Somewhere but here. Aunt Scotchy McDrunk.
Oh my
Go
God.
away. Good Lord. She is that aunt that you're just like, is she coming to Christmas dinner? She's coming? Oh God. Really?
Oh my God. She just makes everything so
Oh,
cringe.
God.
Everything
Why
so
does she have
cringe.
to come to dinner? Why? Aunt Scotchy McDrunk.
But you know, we do also have some problematic people, as effective as they may be. There are problems on our own side. And listen, maybe it's mean, but sometimes, I got to be mean. And this is one of those moments. Kristi Noem needs to stop cosplaying jobs that she is not in. Why are we doing
Here we are
this?
with Marco and Brian today. They're letting me roll with them. We're going to go out and pick up somebody who I think is got charges of human trafficking. We've earlier had an op that swept up somebody who was wanted for murder. So appreciate the good work that they do every day, and we appreciate them working to make America safe.
How do you think the guys feel about that? The guys who
Well,
actually
the
have been
guy
the
who's got who was in the range of her freaking gun, it was pointed at his head.
I know.
I mean,
This is the
she
thing,
should
like-
know better.
Well, she should. And I just wonder how they feel about that. And okay, second of all, listen, I'm going to be catty. I have to. What is up with all the fake hair, y'all?
It's so over the top.
Listen, maybe it's just because I cannot grow my hair that long. Okay. I get it. I will never be able to do it. But
She probably can't either.
But that's the thing. When you get to be a certain age, there's so much of it.
And it's always perfect.
It's just there's so much, and they're all like petting it, and it's like, can we just maybe just enough with the hair? Enough with it. All right. That's too much. But the guys standing next to her have got to be. They've got to be going. I can just see where there's probably some discomfort there. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they enjoy it. I don't know. But that's their job.
A bunch of people pointed out that there is a magazine in the gun that it is. She's not holding it, like she's not following the trigger rules, and her flak vest, which is all jacked up, it's not even fitting on her body correctly. But the most important thing is that thing is pointed right at that dude's head.
It's like his wife.
Everything is wrong.
Like his wife and his family, they're like, "Oh God, I'm God." Can you just? Yeah, it's
and there's no need for it.
Right,
She could have literally made this video wearing normal clothes because nobody is expecting the the Secretary of Homeland Security to go out wrangling illegals like that. You don't have to do that.
She doesn't need to do that. Same thing for Alina Habba too. She doesn't need to be doing that either. No, I agree. We already know you're a badass. We get it.
Yeah, she's a total badass.
You're
this
a badass.
is unnecessary.
Totally.
And it looks ridiculous. It does. I'm sorry, Kristi. You are awesome. You're doing a great job. This is unnecessary. Please stop.
You. Yes, I totally agree.
Back to Elon Musk for a minute. Chuck Schumer was asked directly by someone who is chasing him down in the halls of the Capitol, will you condemn the violence against Tesla? Okay. I don't even think he mentioned Elon's name in the question. He may have, but the question was about Tesla and the violence that we have seen, the vandalism that we've seen against Tesla. Chuck Schumer could not even be bothered. None of the Democrats are condemning that. Here is what he said instead.
Trafficking. We earlier had an op that swept up somebody who was wanted for murder. So appreciate the good work that they do every day, and we appreciate them working to make America safe.
What are your thoughts on that? Do you denounce the violence against Tesla products and dealerships and cars in the streets?
I can't talk about Tesla, but Elon Musk is a disaster for America, and America knows it. Look at Wisconsin.
I'm sorry. Why can't he talk about Tesla?
Yeah,
why?
Can't talk that's a great question. What does that even mean?
I'm just baffled by that answer. Elon's terrible for the country. I can't talk. I can't address the violence. Why?
Because he can't do it because he's so consumed by hate.
God, that's just ridiculous.
And because of that, he should probably step down.
Agreed.
If he can't talk about stuff like that from an objective point of view, then he should probably not do the job that he's doing. Honestly, he's not fit for it. A lot of
you know
people
what we're
aren't
going to get
fit for it.
instead is freaking AOC. She's going to unseat him, and that's going to, oh God, that's not going to be any better.
She's also not fit for it. A lot of these people are just not fit for these jobs because they're just so consumed by hate.
That's true. Remember those two congresswomen who look exactly alike, but then they get mad when people like mix them up? Tammy and Tina. I don't remember the last names. It doesn't matter. They're just Democrat weirdos. But you know who I'm talking about. We've talked about them before, where we showed the picture, and they even are the ones that say we look totally alike, but then they get mad if somebody gets them confused. So they have decided to make the cringiest video about how much they look alike.
Oh my gosh.
You guys, it's so, are you ready for this? I don't know if anybody is ready for what you're about to see. Brace yourselves, settle in, and behold.
Oh my God. Here we.
Hey, Tammy.
Hey, Tina.
So another article has mistaken me for you again.
Not again. Ugh.
I know. It's just like, I'm so tired of this. It just never stops.
I know.
People are always confusing us. I mean, it seems like every week somebody thinks that I'm you or you're me. It's like they think we're the same person or something.
Right, just because two things look or sound the same doesn't mean that they are.
I know. I mean, it's kind of like how Republicans claim they're helping Americans by increasing government efficiency, but what they're really doing is hurting them.
If only there were a way for people to understand what Elon Musk and Republicans are really doing.
I mean, that's what we should do. Let's show them a little good twin, bad twin.
Oh, great idea.
This is real.
Elon Musk claims he's saving Americans money by reducing waste in our government.
What's really going on? He is taking away your health care and calling it waste so that Republicans can fund tax breaks for billionaires like him. Not you.
President Trump claims that Elon Musk and Republicans won't touch Social Security.
That's bullshit. Already they are shutting down phone service at Social Security, they are closing Social Security offices, and they're making harder for you to get the benefits that you've earned.
Elon Musk claims he is reducing the number of government workers because of their unnecessary and unsatisfactory performances.
Elon Musk is literally firing thousands of veterans, scientists, people who keep the planes in the air so that they can make billionaires richer.
God, with the F-bombs. What is that?
Right? Hey, Tammy, do you think that you could gavel in for me tomorrow?
I guess.
Oh, that would be great. Also, I have dinner with my husband Archie tomorrow at 7. Would you mind filling in?
You know, I don't think I can help with that, Tina.
That was a real. I just can't.
Meanwhile,
so bad.
Meanwhile, they have no work to do, right? There's no
they're
work.
Clearly, very, very busy.
Right.
And you know that took them a lot of takes. You know?
A lot. It takes forever to do that kind of stuff. It took them days probably to do that, and they have nothing else to do. And then they're pointing fingers at this administration.
And they're lying. They were lying all throughout that ridiculous, whatever that was. All right. Quick note about the border, because as you know, Stephen A. Smith, we mentioned yesterday, is not ruling out a presidential run. And now he's becoming very, very, very political. And now he's talking about how he would handle the border and how he would handle illegals.
Immigration, I tell you this right now. See, crazy as it sounds. Outside of the criminals, because we don't need lawless. First of all, lawless Americans should be in jail, and lawless people who ain't Americans should be out of the country.
Who ain't
outside of them, guess what I'm doing, ladies and gentlemen? I'm not throwing anybody out of the country. I'm not deporting anybody.
All right.
You know what I'm doing? Outside of those criminals, I'm leaving others alone.
Okay.
But the border's shut down. Nobody comes in. Nobody. Until we get our house in order. For at least the first year. Shutting it down. Got a year, got to get our house in order.
My God.
That's how I look at it.
I swear. I can't. It's just like.
Can you imagine him being the commander in chief?
Get a presidency with the order of shrimp tacos. Here's a presidency for you. I just like what anybody. Okay. What the hell is going on, Mock? What is going on?
I mean, I'm glad he wants to close the border. That's good.
For just 1 year.
But then he's also going to keep everybody here. I don't know why we want to do that.
Until we get our house in order. It's going to take a year to get our house in order. You know?
It's so ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Our own Scott Jennings also had a conversation with Abby Phillips about the illegals that are being deported because she's got the bleeding heart.
Very
bleeding
sad about it. Very sad.
Very bloody.
Very sad about the gang members that are being deported.
Very upset. And he's got to set her straight, which he does right here.
I don't think anybody disagrees with that. 7 million means that they're not just going after criminals.
Oh.
Well, they're going after people who are in the country illegally, right?
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying the criminals. This is a much bigger universe.
Doesn't that make you a criminal?
No, it doesn't.
To come across the border illegally?
Coming into the country illegally is a civil offense. It's not a criminal offense.
Okay, if you come into the country illegally, here's the message. We're going to find you and send you back. I mean, I'm sorry, that's the way it is. And I think the government should pull all the levers at its disposal to find people and pull this off. It's what the American people asked Donald Trump to do. Yes, they should be deporting violent people. Yes, they should be deporting people who committed violent acts before they came here. But at some juncture, if you're going to allow any illegal immigration at all, the message then goes out. Just get here. It'll probably work out for you. That was the last administration. This is a different one.
The government.
Yeah.
Perfect. It was perfect.
It's not even, it'll just work out if you come here during the last administration. It was, we're going to give you all sorts of free crap.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Remember when then, like for a day, Kamala was like, don't come. Remember?
For like one day.
But really, she was like,
wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Really? Come on. Yeah.
I mean, that was just such a bullcrap thing.
Why is it so hard for liberals to understand, though, when you do cross the border illegally, that's illegal? I don't. Why is that hard? I don't like the disconnect.
It's a crime. Usually, crime means that you've done something illegal.
That's the thing. I don't understand. And they're like, but it's not really. It's sort of like a suit. It's like a less than crime. It's not so bad of a crime. It's like stealing candy at a convenience store, right? So it's not so bad of a crime. It's a crime. You're breaking the law, busting across the border. So I don't. It's just exhausting. Why is it so exhausting explaining it to these people?
All right, it is time for some My Pillow Talks, and unfortunately, we are starting with a story that Daisy insisted you all know.
Really?
This
I don't
is
remember.
not my fault.
What did I do? What did I say? What? I don't remember this.
This is a story about Jessica Simpson.
Oh.
And Jessica Simpson has now, unfortunately, let the world know how she prepares her vocal cords for her performances.
Which Mock loves her singing, you guys.
No, I don't.
She is her favorite singer. Jessica Simpson is Mock's favorite singer. She loves her range and the way that she does all that stuff. Her and Jewel together it's Mock's favorite.
These are lies. These are the ultimate of lies that she's telling you right now. They are so ridiculous. So Jessica Simpson and her face. There's been a lot of stuff done.
Something's happening to her face,
and like her there's something going on. Anyway,
and she also has the fake hair. She also has the hair going on. I'm just putting it out there.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
I'm gonna get fake hair. I'm getting fake hair, you guys. I'm getting all of it. I'm getting long. I'm coming back next week with long fake hair. I'm doing it.
And then you're gonna pet it.
I'm gonna pet it during the whole show. I'm gonna pet my hair, and I'm gonna do like the Cher thing where I go, and I do. I'm doing it. Just wait. It's happening.
Just please don't do it.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
So anyway, just remember as you watch this and learn her secrets for performances, this is Daisy's fault.
What are you drinking? Because, it's like, it's this Chinese herb thing. And I'm like, I don't know. And my vocal coach told me to drink it. and they Googled the ingredients and snake sperm.
No, it's
so
snake sperm.
It's like a honey. So if you want a good vocal, you got to drink snake sperm.
Let me ask you this: now that you know what's in what you're drinking, are you gonna keep drinking it?
What, the Red Bull?
No, the snake semen.
Oh, of course.
You gonna keep drinking it?
Yeah.
All right.
Snake gourd.
Does it have any other benefits that you know of?
I mean, it just really clears my throat. I'm just a great singer when I have snake sperm.
All right.
There you go. There you have it. So if you too want to have a nice, clear voice, we should think about that, Mock.
I'm not thinking about it.
Every day we talk. I'm going to get the hair and I'm going to start drinking some snake sperm. I'm going to do it. And then
gross.
Get those lips.
Somebody just said she has a mouth like a carp. And it's so true. It's so true.
Like one of those big mouth basses that people put on their wall that sings, you know? It's one of those that sings. I bet that bass drinks snake sperm.
Oh my God. So you're, as people know, you're coming to visit in May, which is very, very exciting.
Wait.
You guys, I got tickets for the Savannah Bananas for us.
So excited.
We are going to the Savannah Banana game. It's going to be amazing. So I imagine that this is one of the games that we should play while you're here. This absolutely cracked me up. It is called the No Eye Contact Game. Are you ready to see how it's played?
Yes. Here we go. We're going to do this. We would so fail. This would be us. Oh my God, we have to do this. We do. We have to do it.
Oh my God, I died.
To. You would break.
There's no way I would even be able to hold the water in my mouth for any period of time whatsoever.
I would be covered in spit.
Oh my God, I love that. Also, on this show, we have a great appreciation for small children who cannot pronounce words correctly.
Yes.
It's the whole reason that we have a Camp Tono meet and greet. So here is the latest child who has a very, very interesting way of saying the word purple.
Which one? Is it?
It is purple.
Yeah. You want me
Yes.
To there you go.
Yes.
Here, you could.
Purple. Yes. Everybody has to start saying purple like that from here on out. Say it. Oh, I'm sorry. I've upset Coda. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. Goodness.
I love that child. Oh my God.
I do too. Totally do too.
Love. And I also love this cat. So this cat has a very interesting way of getting downstairs. And it is so lazy, but also so talented all at the same time.
I'm sorry.
What is that?
It's a stick. It's a bone. He wants me to hold it and play with it. I'm sorry. Just keep doing what you're doing. He's just bothering me. I'm sorry, you guys.
All right, so watch this amazing acrobatic cat.
Come here.
Oh,
come here.
Oh my God. I love him.
I know.
Oh my
it's
God.
Like he's just made of
One more
liquid.
step. You got it. Whee.
I need one, but in red.
He just somersaulted all the way down.
I need one.
I love that cat. All right, it is time for some thank yous from yesterday. We'll start there. Bernadette Howarth said, "Oh my God, I could not agree with Scott Jennings more on the human-sized Easter bunnies. They are literally terrifying and should be outlawed. You show up in an Easter bunny costume, jail." Immediate jail. Thank you for your attention
to this matter. Bernadette, I love it.
Oh my God, I love that so much. There's more. We also got from David Dickens, said Daisy has a daughter the same age as my youngest niece, only 3 days apart. My niece was born February 5th and Gwen was born 3 days later on the 8th. So I totally feel Daisy on the trans issues. I'm a gay man and I could not agree harder with you.
I love that, David. That's awesome.
God
Is there a name? You didn't give me a name. You got to
No,
give me
he
the name
didn't.
of your.
Yeah,
of your
he'll have to
niece.
tell us that.
Yeah, you will.
Also, from Venmo, Kelly Wiseman said, Happy Hump Day, Dad Joke Wednesday. I went to the lollipop store, got my goods, and as I left, I yelled, so long, suckers. All love to the best two jerks I know. XXXO.
God. That was good.
Adam Knoll says, from yesterday's show, I wanted y'all to know that cotton and most farm picking is done by machines now. And I know plenty of bright and intelligent African-American farmers who love what they do. Miss Ratchet needs to take all the seats. Talking about Jasmine Crockett.
Totally.
Love you, chicks. Totally. Osuki says, I was wondering if you found anything on Jacqueline Trainier. I still don't see anything new, but she's a Democrat, so it shouldn't surprise me. I haven't even heard if the Boys family will sue. Did we talk about somebody named Jacqueline Trainier? I have no idea who this person is.
I don't remember it either. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, we have menopause, you guys. If this is a story we covered 2 weeks ago, it's gone. Like, we don't have memory of it.
Or even yesterday. Yes. So,
right.
Apologies.
It's possible that we don't remember yesterday either.
Yes.
Judy Flood says Kash Patel should have released the manifesto to all journalists. Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand like this
Little
one
weird.
person thing.
Yep.
Audrey Krause 5 says George Conway has more estrogen flowing through his body than I do. Jeez, I can't unsee his flowing tears. Yuck.
He's like a Wayne Newton wannabe. You know what I mean?
He's
Don't you think?
so oily and gross.
Oh,
my
gross.
God.
Oh,
All right,
God.
now you.
All right, Catherine Richards, thank you so much for that super sticker. Robert Clark, Dad Joke Wednesday. I don't fear condiments on my food. I relish it. I see what you did there. Jose Rodriguez, morning from Texas. 2 sheep walk into a bar. Just take my money. Jose. Aaron Krieger. Is it Krieger? Did we decide it was Krieger?
Yes, I think
Krieger.
Well, now you're making me have second thoughts.
Me too. Because again, if it was yesterday, I forget.
I think it's Krieger.
I think it's Krieger. A man walks into a bar and is greeted by a line of people hitting each other in the face. That's it. That was the punchline. Take my money. Get it? Reba Henry, these buttheads never complained when Biden was raising prices. Total hypocrites, right? This is the thing. Michelle Carmona, 24 years ago, my twin nieces Brooke and Rebecca were born, and they have grown into beautiful, strong women. Happy birthday, girls. Thank God for y'all in my life. That is so sweet. And beautiful names. I know. Happy birthday. Curio 23. What has 2 butts and kills people? An assassin. Take my money.
Get it? Ass in.
Assassin. Uh-huh. Julie Wolf, that video was government waste. What hypocrite that she's talking about the 2 ladies that are basically twins. That video is government waste. What hypocrites wasting taxpayer time, spending days, no doubt, trying to get all those lines just right. Democrats are always exactly what they preach against. Yes, Julie. Teresa Raimundo. Hey, Tammy and Tina. Is that like Build Back Better, Inflation Reduction Act, the border is closed, you know, all those words? Do your job and stop making cringe videos. You're not 17 years old. Right. They're doing a skit.
It's so embarrassing.
They're like, hey, Mom and Dad, watch our skit.
So embarrassing.
Yeah, you guys, thank you so much. It's Wednesday.
Yes, thank
it's
you.
Wednesday. We're bringing it in. Everybody have the most amazing Wednesday, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.